So our first step instructs us to pin base the shoulder seam and to sew the shoulder seam and press the shoulder seam open. So right now we're going to match up, level our seam edges so they are perfectly aligned. Okay. I'm ready to pin. So pin basting happens before actual sewing basting. For this practical, we're not going to use needle and thread basting. We'll just use the pin basting to keep our fabric layers stabilized. So now these pins, they're doing the job of keeping my fabric layers together until my permanent stitch can be placed. It's important to note that you only apply your pins after you have leveled your fabric. Now we're going to apply a row of running stitches. That's my stitch of choice to assemble this. I'm going to do multiple stitches in one shot. So I'm going to take up about 3 or 4 running stitches, ensuring that I don't pull my stitches too tight because I do not want to see gathering. So you have a close-up video of the running stitch that you can refer to on your class page. I find that when you take up more than one stitch, the process goes faster. You don't have to sew this in this way. Make sure I'm still in the frame, barely. See that little puckering there? I'm just gonna pull that with my finger, my nail, and get it out. And I keep pulling to make sure that the stitches stay flat. Take a stitch, come up, take a second one, come up again. And remember, you should keep it at a maximum stitch length of 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch is not big. You can refer to your gauge. I'm going to upload a video appreciating how to read your measuring tools, how to read fractions on your measuring tools, on using the imperial measuring system. So we're almost done. So after we finish this row, we're going to go to our ironing board. I'm going to use a sleeve board because it's more convenient. Almost done. The spacing I'm leaving, they actually are smaller than my actual running stitch. I find that it's a more secure stitch when you have a small space. If you have a big space, if it's the same length as your actual stitch, I do believe that it's going to be then a basting stitch, which is not accurate. I'm making a knot. I'm going to show how to make the knot I'm doing right now in another video as well, because I find it's a neat knot. Let's try and find the scissors. So now we have our shoulder seam right, so I can take out my pin, shoulder seam left. We can make our screen more easy to see. So My first step is done. Almost. I just have to go to the ironing board. Uh-oh. I have a pin there. Barely heard it. Now, when you sew a seam, you have to press it in a particular way. So, the next video, we'll appreciate how to press the seam open. Pressing happens in 3 steps for a standard seam. Let's appreciate those 3 steps next.